Good morning, everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. Of course, it is Wednesday. I'm sorry, Thursday. Thursday is hair day today. So, if you're wondering, I gotta get this thing. Sorry, Rusty Cat. Let me skip a button. There we go. So today, of course, we're going to be covering some of the stuff that we were going to cover. Afterlife. Spirituality, gonna stop today only because it seems like it's gonna be a good topic. But I want to also address something a little bit less exciting. I got a message from Jake Hudson today. Apparently, a doppelganger is going around and saying nasty language and causing some consternation for some people in the community. So let me start by first of all making a public statement here. Number one, I don't go to a lot of channels. So therefore, there should be no reason why any doppelganger should be saying things in my name because I didn't say anything. Okay. That's the first thing. So who he or she is, they said they played some soundboards and they saying nasty stuff. Apparently on Jake Hudson's stream. I have nothing against Jake Hudson. I don't know why anyone would do that. But I'm not going to work out right now because I worked out last night. And believe it or not, you don't realize that, but I did have to go to the package store for Ed last night. So, in a way, I did get some workout in. The only problem is Cat Lee's there, so that's not a good place for those dumbbells. But like I said, I'm just a little bit perturbed. And I think I know who it is. And if I'm right, and I think I am, Yam Ranch has violated his ceasefire. Okay. I'm not kidding you. Let's see if this thing is centered here. That's what a pole is good for. I know it's not you, Michelle. Someone made a fake profile. Right. Yeah, and that's also why Rosie O'Kelly's mods banned me so many times because they can't tell who's the real me and who's the fake me. This is related to what I said about YouTube needs to have their verified checkmark program back. Look, Google, YouTube. Come here. There's a reason why you need to have the verified checkmark program, especially for channels that are on the YouTube monetization system. Okay, and you have our information. You know we're verified. Yeah, I know I can't get. Will you stop at the cause, please? It hurt. Come on. I know you're trying to be sweet cat, but yeah. Come on, come off on a hidey hole. I can grab you from down there. Okay, here was I? Google. You got people who impersonate people, which hurts those channels that have been properly vetted and verified, and you know who they are because you got their income tax information, you have their mailing address. Give us a check mark that lets us say we have been vetted and verified by Google and we have our information in file. So that if a fake me comes on and they see no check mark, then somebody will know it's not me. Why is it so hard for you guys to do that? Why would it be so hard for you to do the most simple, everyday thing? How you doing, Gidgy? Rusty, come on. Oh. Alright. I put food in your dish already. Alright. No, the phone is not ringing. I don't even have the phone on the panel. Although I do have the Google Meet panel ready. So the truth is, I know who's doing this with at least 85% certainty. And I'm going to tell you something. If I'm right, ouch, and I might be, he's gone again. Okay? Alright, let me get Paul on here. 5% certainty. And I'm gonna go ahead, Paul.
So your house phone was ringing, not the fucking Google phone. Your house phone was ringing, Michelle.
Doesn't matter. It's not a studio line.
All right, yeah, doesn't matter. Could be an emergency or something, but yeah, don't matter. You're right. No, you're right. So anyway, Michelle, don't worry about it. People get imitated all the time, Michelle. People imitate me all the time and do crazy shit. Like, who really cares, Michelle? You can't blame somebody for doing it either. You can't say it's Yam Ranch without knowing. It could be anybody, Michelle. You're too quick to point the finger at Yam Ranch. You know, you got to be fair about this. You can't just point.
We don't know who it is. I agree. But what I'm saying is, he sounds like exactly the kind of stuff he would do, and the question is why. Hell, I don't even know why he does about the stuff he does anyway. Let's get Savannah on here.
Get Savannah in here.
Go ahead, Savannah. How you doing?
Hey. But yeah, Michelle, no, don't worry about it, Michelle. You know, it's like I said, people do it to me all the time, Michelle. You know, people can figure it out, you know. I mean, if they can't, then that's just punishment enough for them. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, don't worry about it, Michelle. I really wouldn't worry about it.
Don't worry about my house phone, Krista. I'm sure the grumpy bull can answer it just as easily as I could. Probably someone trying to sell me siding again, or insurance, or some medical plan, or who's snoring? Actually, I'm not in a bad mood. I wish she was in a good mood. And then I heard about this Jake Hudson thing, and that just basically made me very upset.
This again, Michelle, nothing to get worked up over.
You put the claws away, Rusty. Come on.
Well, why don't you cut Rusty's nails ever? Why do you just let them be unkempt like that? Why don't you like maybe have Chris to help you cut the nails, or just take them to the vet and get them cut? Can you hear me?
Getting the nails cut's no problem. I'm not declawing my cat.
You don't have to declaw. I'm saying cut the nails. You're supposed to cut your cat's
nails. He already does. He already sharpens them up on the pole outside.
No, see, you're missing the whole point. You have to physically clip them, not let the cat just break, the nails off on a tree. You kind of got to clip the cat's nails. Like,
I think he wants attention because I think Rusty. Every time I'm live, he's on. He's been very snuggly.
Well, maybe he's sick. Cats
no, he's not sick.
Snuggly when they get sick, tend to go around the owners. Perhaps he's sick. That's what my animals used to do when they would get sick. They'd become extra attentive. Maybe you should take them to the vets, get them a checkup, nail clip.
Maybe he wonders if I'm sick. No, I don't think so. I don't get the impression he's sick. He still eats good. He still does his stuff. He's still active.
Cat's nails clipped, Savannah? I know you've got a cat or two.
No, I don't.
No, you don't clip your cat's nails? Oh.
No.
Yeah, it gets so long.
Clip your cat's nails?
When I had one, I did. I'd clip it every 2-3 months. Yeah, or they just break off, or just get really long, and they get stuck in the couch and the curtains and stuff. Yeah, you gotta I like to keep it short. I don't like the cat scratching up my furniture and leaving toenails around the house. You know?
The thing is like I said, is that I'm just so tired of being blamed for things I didn't do.
Well,
okay,
it happens. Welcome to the wonderful world of YouTube, Michelle.
YouTube had a system in place. They took it away from people with less than 100,000 subs. Why? Because they were something about being afraid that they were endorsing their product. What? That doesn't make any sense. It just verifies that you have our income tax information. Let's get the claws out of me. And then it proves that we have been vetted by YouTube. Well, that's all it does. I'm just tired of seeing my name and my personality smeared across the entire internet because somebody out there thinks it's funny.
I mean, anyone has to do, Michelle, is click the 3 dots and go. You can click go to channel.
And Jake Hudson doesn't seem to understand that. It doesn't say anything.
It's all right, Michelle. It's nothing to get worked up about. It really isn't, Michelle. It's silly YouTube shit. It's really nothing to get worked up about. Again, people do it to me all the time. Who cares, Michelle? I mean, really, who cares? If you can't figure it out, that's punishment enough. You can just click the dots, Michelle, and go to channel. You can go to the person's channel and verify who it is. If no one can take the time to do that.
Jake Hudson doesn't know that.
Only if you're a mod.
Yeah,
only if you're a mod, you can do that.
I mean, if you're getting timed out or banned in someone's chat, it's by a mod. So if they can't take the time to click the button and figure out you're not real or not, I mean, do you really even want to be over there?
That's what the checkmark system that YouTube originally created was for, so that you could prove if somebody was legitimate. If somebody at least said name recognition and has been properly verified and vetted by YouTube. That's why the whole verified checkmark system was for. Until Susan you could change that, and then totally screwed everybody in the process.
Yeah. Well, again, Michelle, let's not sit here and rant about YouTube and for hours. No one wants to hear this. Again, it happens to all of us, Michelle. It's really not that big of a deal. You wanted to talk about the afterlife. You said you don't want to work out today. You're not feeling like a workout today.
The thing is, I would like to throw these dumbbells at the dumbbells at YouTube. You took away the tools that protected us.
I mean, they're still in place. You can literally hit go to channel and verify it. I mean, again, it's the tool's there. It's if people use it.
I am verified. They have to be verified as an AdSense member, so I can go ahead because they needed my tax information. But the blue check mark is not next to my name.
It's not a big deal, Michelle. Really not a big deal. Not a big deal. Let's stick to the topic, I guess, of the show. Afterlife, pre-afterlife.
Wiggy wants to come on. Go ahead, Wiggy. Yeah. How you doing?
Hello, Michelle.
Yeah, talk to Jake. Tell him the truth. I didn't even go on his show and say anything nasty.
Who cares, Michelle?
And he owes me an apology. Because he could have asked me first.
Well, not everybody thinks the way you do. He didn't think he did anything wrong, so don't worry.
Oh, I wasn't even on the show, except that day I had a sore throat.
Yep. He's just confused, and he'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Oh, maybe.
What do you think? Would you ever wear overalls like Jake wears?
What?
Would you ever wear overalls like Jake wears?
No.
Why not?
It's just not my style.
I guess it would be the opposite of easy access. Because you have to undo the bib part.
So tomorrow I gotta go, or today I got my hair appointment in the afternoon. It was last week, but I originally rescheduled it because I was feeling sick, so. Last night I had to go get Eddie's beer and wine. Even though I asked him, I said, why did you ask me this ahead of time? Oh, I kind of forgot to. I said, what do you mean you kind of forgot to? He's like, well, he said, I thought I had enough wine, but I wasn't sure. I said, if you know you're running low, that's the time to ask me the day before, not at the last minute, and then make me basically start screaming, wondering what we're going to do to get the stuff. So I got on the John's package store just by the hair of my chinny chin. I got him his wine, I got him his 12-pack of Bud Light, and with his credit card, and then I was like, my legs weren't even tired. I was just, so that's where the exercise comes in. Because my legs weren't that weak at all. So I did get some exercise in the practice.
Well, Paul, I heard Ed. Paul, I heard Ed. What?
Give Rusty a tap on the nose with the dumbbell.
Are we gonna work out, Michelle, for just a little bit?
She's working out. She's got it. They're just invisible.
Okay. I just didn't hear. I didn't hear the music.
Oh yeah, the music, Michelle.
We need the music.
Yeah, there they are. You can't see them, but they are there. They're green. Just in the background.
Yeah, Michelle. I believe you. I believe you.
Let's show you how green they are. Let me get to a camera that's not chroma key. I'll show you this. I actually forgot all about that. I didn't even think about when I originally got this, put requests and thought they were going to blend it with my green screen.
Yeah, but it's cooler that way.
Yeah. Kind of like Wonder Woman's invisible chat, right? Kind of like Wonder Woman's invisible chat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see it.
So, here's the green screen.
Like that on.
Oh, shit.
So, anyway, that's the story with that.
We need to get you a green shirt, Michelle.
If I was wearing a green shirt, you'd be seeing...
Yeah, disemboweled head.
I actually have a green shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's exactly the same shade of green as these are. But anyway, the point is that I'm trying to say is that someone needs to explain that to Jake.
Oh, you can, Michelle. If you're really that concerned about it, reach out to him. I mean,
he told me to suck off. He told me he didn't want to talk to me.
Michelle, who cares? It's Jake Hudson. Like, who cares, Michelle? Honestly, are you gonna really harp on this the whole show?
He doesn't want to talk to me. He left my Discord.
Who cares, Michelle? Who cares?
He's not Dory
Jake,
or Patty
Michelle? Like, who
or
cares?
Krista.
He doesn't want to have anything to do with me.
Fine, that's fine, Michelle. Who cares?
But this brings up a very valid point that Gitchy said.
Am I on mute? Can she not?
This brings up a valid point that Gitchy said. She said you are the most hated person on YouTube.
I don't think she was talking about you, Michelle. I know people who are more hated than you.
Yes, she was. Okay?
I don't
And she
think so.
said it's because people don't like you. You are the most hated person on YouTube. I mean, it's a bit of an
She did
exaggeration.
not
I don't
mean
think
that.
she
But
said
the
You are
that,
reason
Michelle.
wrong.
That
is
doesn't
you
sound like.
got doppelgangers going
I
around
don't think that's
saying
anything Gidgey
I
would say.
said something when I didn't say it.
Gidgey would not say that, Michelle.
She did. Go back and watch the last morning live stream she's been on here.
She's here
No,
right
she
now.
said you're not as hated as like. Oh my God! So you weren't even paying attention to what
I
she
think
said.
she's already in the comment section right now.
She is in the comment. Oh my.
She's right there in the chat section.
Right. She didn't
Gidgey,
say
can
you were
you
the most
verify
hated.
what you said about me and my show?
Jesus
Please,
Christ,
since she's in the chat section.
She is so worked up today, Michelle. You got up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, didn't you? Did you get your
I
breakfast,
didn't realize.
Michelle? Are you hungry?
Yeah, Michelle.
Did you eat this
Why
morning?
you? Did you have a crush
First,
on
what she
Jake?
told
Why do you
me, in
care?
paraphrasing it, I'm basically public enemy #1 with YouTube.
Oh, she didn't say that, Michelle. She said there are people that are worse off than you on YouTube.
Oh,
Like,
I'm sure. Like I said.
Wow. Lenny just you're upset today, Michelle. Why are you so upset this morning?
I don't think she meant it like that, Michelle. I don't think she meant
I
it
don't
like
think
that.
you heard her, Michelle. You don't really pay attention to what people say. I think you kind of just misunderstood what Gidgey said. You have a tendency not to pay attention when people are talking.
I couldn't
to
sleep
you,
in for a month until I have a hair
like
appointment
right
today.
now, you just half listen. You read the chat when people are talking to you, and you don't read the chat. It's a little mass confusion over here sometimes. Gidgey did not say that though. She would not say that about you.
No, I'm not. Actually, I would like to get you come up on panel to discuss it herself.
Oh my God. The show's supposed to be about the afterlife, Michelle. You're making it about drama. All the show
You're
is
killing
about
us,
drama.
Well, we could
Michelle.
also cover karma too, because
Yeah, this is drama. You're doing drama right now.
all
You
right,
wanna become
let's
a drama channel?
all
We
right.
can
Let's
become a
bring it
drama
to
channel,
let's bring it
Michelle.
let's bring it into the topic because it is related. Okay, now the afterlife and the pre-life are a lot common. Okay, first of all, in the pre-life, you write a life chart of what you're going to be doing in this life. The lessons that you want to learn.
Well, maybe
But
this is
those
just part of your
lessons
life,
are also
Michelle.
meant to reinforce the lessons that you were working on in the past life that you may have missed out on. Okay? That's the pre-life thing. And some people have a hard time with karma. For some reason, it just doesn't always register with some people what karma is until they get hit by the karma bus a few times and then they figure it out. And that's why I'm saying is that I've been on this earth 34 times. This is my 34th life. I've seen it. I've been through this. This is not new. Okay? And some people, because they put into the life chart before they came back, they put in their goals, what they wanted to learn or perfect on or improve on. And sometimes they drift away. That's where spirit guides come in. The spirit guides are the ones that kind of helps you, encourages you to get back on your life path or what your purpose was that you came here for. Who keeps track of the karma in the spiritual world? Whether or not that's everything you do is stored in the hall of records. Everything you do. Kind of like what you said on Bruce Almighty, when God showed him the filing cabinet. I mean, you don't store them in files and filing cabinets, but I'm going to use this perfect example. And Bruce is like, you gotta be kidding me. That's my file? And he opens up the drawer and it gets thrown across the room. And then God says, and now it's just this morning. Think about it. Everything you do, say, think, is stored somewhere in the Hall of Wisdom. Everything. You, past lives, present lives, your life chart's in there. For this life and the prior life charts. So your spirit guide can go back and retrieve information as needed. That's their job. That's right. Michelle's been a spirit guide. I've been a spirit guide. We both alternated between different people's lives. Yeah. Like an infinite library. Yeah, you could say it's kind of like the Library of Congress in a way. But a lot bigger. Yeah. Much bigger. Traditionally, everything is stored on scrolls. I think the modern day version would probably be microfilm. Probably, I would think. Microfilm, microfiche. Yeah, I think so. Oh no, actually, it's not terrifying. I've been a spirit guide for other people. I've been spirit guides for was Lumi spirit guide when she was on Earth by herself. I was her. She was my spirit guide several of my lifetimes. We've also done spirit guide work for other people, part of our soul tribe. So yeah, it's not too hard to understand.
What is your longest life, Michelle?
This one is.
This is.
This one is.
I think Michelle said this is the first life she's lived past 30 years old. Out of 38 different lives, this is the first one Michelle has survived past the age of 30.
Wow.
Right. Mostly the time usually dead by 30.
Why is that, Michelle? Well, what is it? What is it about this
Can't
life?
lie.
This life is probably
I
more
don't
harmful
remember
than
my
anyone
pre-life.
you've lived.
Does that mean it doesn't necessarily mean it's your first life? Because what happens is for so many people is before they hit the age of 3, they can vaguely remember their past life. And then once you get into the public school system, those memories start to fade away. You don't really think about much about the past or what you did in the past. Because you're supposed to forget them. Those are because that's what influences your education. Oh, what you're supposed to learn in this life, you can remember your past life. I think in some cases that's not necessarily true. I think in some cases, what you know in your past life can help you with your current education. But it seems like the dice are always loaded, so to speak, because you forget everything that you wrote in your life chart. So then, the next thing you know it, you keep asking yourself the same question that every philosopher has ever asked. Why am I here? Well, you're here because you came voluntarily because you wanted to learn a lesson. You wanted to learn something. And that's sometimes is a little hard to understand. Like, how could that be? I wanted to learn something. What did I want to learn? What did I want to learn? I just adjust the gain on my microphone so the video won't peg it. That's bad. Just make these things are sensitive anyway. So anyway, the thing is that so you come here to learn skills, but it's when you go home, afterlife, is that your earthly amnesia, for lack of a better term, the blockage is removed, and you remember everything, including the life chart. And then during your intake, you're asked, did you achieve what you set out to learn? And depending on the answer, sometimes you may choose to go back and go for another life, try to perfect that skill. Or you could choose the equivalent of a correspondence course, if you will, and learn it in the classroom. Earth is very popular for people because Earth, you're stepping all over my keyboard. Because Earth has always been a major part of the human experience. What you listen in this life, also karma states that you are living your life to fix a problem. This life, I would say, yeah, I did come here to learn something about being multiply disabled. I think that this was the reason I came here, was to learn how it is to be a person with multiple handicaps. Because that makes most sense because I've learned everything else. I've experienced loss. I've experienced death by gun. I've been killed. I've been raped. I was burned at the stake back in the 1500s. The point is
It's
that
like when you said Ed burned you.
no, that's not what Ed burned me. Oh no, it was a different person. It was in Europe. But anyway, the point I'm trying to say is so I asked Mother God. I said, so what's the next life going to be about? She said, well, you already met all your requirements for your soul contract. You don't really need to come back to Earth again. I said, good. Ed had shot me 7 times. I said, so I'm not coming back to Earth. Ed stabbed me 7 times. Shut up. Anyway, Ed poisoned me. It tied me up in. Paul, knock it off. The thing is that, so I said, okay, so we don't have to come back to Earth again. She said, yeah, because you graduated to the next level. No. I said, okay. I said, well, I want to go a place different anyway. I said, this planet is going to the dogs anyway. I said, is there a real Azeroth? And she said, there is. I said, well, could I go there? She said, sure. It's not like you can play in the game, though. It's a lot harder. I said, I understand that. It would just be nice to experience a different life for a change. So she said, you want to start writing your life chart now? I said, yeah, I want to start working on my life chart now. So I was writing my life chart now for about 6 months. I got to finish, she signed it off. Lumi chose a different life than me, but she decided to go to Silvermoon too, because she wanted to keep an eye on me. But she has a separate physical body in this life coming up. Nothing wrong with living Michelle, but I'm going to be separate. Yeah. Connecticut is Azeroth? No. What if Michelle really mean people and this? What if Michelle was really mean to people and all of this is her lesson?
Someone wants on the Google Meets, Michelle. You got ding dong.
What's that?
Someone wants on the Google
I see
Meet.
it. Yeah, I see it.
Ding dong.
It's Gidgy. Okay, let's get her on here.
Let her on.
Hi, Gidgy. How you doing? I see it on the panel there.
Oh, my mic was muted. Sorry about that. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah. So I just wanted to verify what you said about me and YouTube.
Yeah, I heard. And first of all, I want to say thank you to those of you that I felt knew me well enough to know that, first of all, I would never say that.
Yeah, of course.
And I appreciate that a lot. That was nice. I'm sorry, I just couldn't get back to the keyboard. So what I will say is that day, what we were talking about was, first of all, not you, your show. And I was putting it among some of the other streamers that do similar, that run in the same circles as you. And I said, your show is what they dislike if they can't talk over things and when the soundboards are all going off and things like that. Never had anything to do about you talking, you in anyone else's chat, never anything like that.
Well, I know that Rosie O'Kelly's mods keep banning me.
What?
Because they think I'm somebody else.
Okay, do you want me to message Rosie? I mean, I can message her and let her know.
Yeah, you can message her and let her know that there's a fake me running around saying stuff I'm not saying.
Like Greg Senior's a mod over there, and
he's over there too. Yep.
I mean, Michelle, you don't even really watch Rosie. I mean, you don't even watch live streams, Michelle. What do you care if you're banned in a?
If you don't watch her, I don't want to.
You're not a fan of the person. I mean, so why do you even?
I'm not against Rosie. I watch her vlogs.
Right. When was the last time you watched a Rosie O'Kelly stream, Michelle? be honest. I mean, like, when's
Have
the
you
last time-
watched this week at all? Because it's obvious to know what she's been doing all week.
I watched what she was talking about, how people were saying they were getting their channels terminated, videos.
When was that?
The funny thing was that she
Oh.
said to me it's funny because usually people say they hate my videos and everybody likes my live streams. You seem to like the videos better. I said, yeah, because they're easier for me to handle when I'm busy, you know.
Yeah, see, I prefer her live streams. I enjoy she goes places. She's very informative, and she's I enjoy Rosie's content. I don't watch her, I don't watch a lot of live streams, but I do enjoy when she does like her grave walks or goes to Vegas and shows us all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And she's not necessarily my cup of tea, but I appreciate her and respect her.
Is she smart too? I mean,
She's very smart.
that's
Very
why
smart.
I think I said is, I've seen her streams. I mean, as far as length goes, and one of the things is she doesn't have any closed captions on them, so I can't watch the stream either or off because there's no closed captions.
Right.
She needs to
And that's
enable
more of a
closed captioning.
specialized
It's easy
field.
to do.
Right, but
Use
that's
such
more
a
of a
default
specialized
language.
field that
You set your default language to your stream, in this case English. Then you upload defaults. Make sure that your stream has that saved in it. And then YouTube's AI should be able to fill in the captions. However, I noticed Noodles doesn't do the same thing either. I begged him. I said, please turn on the closed captions so I can see what you're saying. I can't stress how important that is.
Right. And you have to understand that this is one of the challenges of being handicapped is, it's not fair. And unfortunately, it's easier to not do it than it is to do it. Right. That's just an unfortunate.
Because most people don't even know they have to enable something.
Exactly. So it's just, just like public
because
bathrooms
I
for
enable
handicapped,
closed captions on my show so you can always see them.
And of course, because that's something that's very important to you.
Mhm.
So you make that a priority, whereas other people don't think about that as a priority. Unfortunately, not saying it's right. So what were we talking about? Were we talking about
we were
previous
talking
lives?
about the afterlife, pre-life, and the
I'm very interested.
life charts. Yeah. And also briefly we were talking about karma.
Do you believe in karma?
Yeah, I do.
Absolutely. Good deal.
Karma is unfinished business that hasn't been dealt with. Yeah, that's why I see it in the simplest form. There are people who are good with fixing karma, and there's some people like backyard mechanics that can't. Making a royal mess of it. That's kind of a joke, but it's not a joke.
Yeah, Baroness, I agree. And Michelle, you can reach out to Rosie on Instagram.
Go on.
And just send a private message. And she'll
I don't have her
absolutely respond.
email address. Can someone please send that to me?
You don't need her email. You just need her Instagram, and you just message her there.
I don't have her
Or
Instagram either, so she can send that.
I would imagine you just Google.
Yeah, it's probably all in her description, Michelle. Let's go to her page and look in her description. I'm sure all her links and stuff are in
Yeah,
there.
perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
And whether it's Twitter or Instagram, I assure you that she'll answer.
When she
your
gets to
message.
it, I'm sure.
Is
Well, yeah, I mean,
karma-
she's very busy.
Is
Yes.
karma
She
like a
runs a big channel.
spiritual credit score? That's an interesting question. Well, let's talk about that real quick. First of all, there's closest thing that would be related to karma would be your social credit score.
Social credit score. What's that? I need to work on mine.
Oh, you can find videos on this on the Chinese social credit score system.
Oh, okay.
But basically determines how socially creditworthy you are, emotionally, for everyday handling of things, persons, and like that. That's what it was created for. Originally, was a way to maintain a grip on the population
Oh.
So in that case, it's not quite like that. Karma is like a score in its own right. In other words, when you do good, good will be returned to you. Okay, if you keep doing bad, you will. The bad score is just like what happens with Osiris and the feather. You just start to get heavier, 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 and then the dogs of hell eat you. Okay, but that's not how karma is balanced. Karma is balanced when, for example, when justice is served. For example, if you, I'm trying to come up with something that's not too crazy. Okay, let's say, for example, you say something bad to somebody. Okay, I mean really bad. I'm not talking about just saying supposed to be one word in a sentence over and over again. Okay? Well, that results in negative karma. The universe doesn't like negative karma because that means that it's like a vacuum. So let's say one day you actually go back to the person and you try to make it clean. You try to make a clean slate. Say, okay, I'm sorry, I screwed up. I did that wrong. I didn't mean to say that I said. That reverses the negative karma and brings back in the positive. But if you don't, it remains negative. So that negative karma becomes, when you die, becomes residual karma, which is carried over to the next life. Eventually you gotta straighten that out. Because remember, the universe likes the scales of karma balanced. And that's one of the reasons why I always find it's important to try to live as good of a life as you can. No, I know among Protestants, this is related to sense of good works versus good faith, because they believe in sola scriptura. But in this case, we're not talking about scriptural or religious faith of good works. We're talking about human faith good works. If you do great and you do everything by the holy book, but yet your life is full of errors, for lack of a better term, then are you is worthy to see God as is the person that lived the perfect life, the most pious life? Well, actually, it depends, because again, you got to look at the whole score. I mean, like, what did you do wrong? One of the things about Catholics we have is, on the earthly plane, is called confession. Well, I love confession. Confession is so cool. All right,
I'm going to confession Saturday.
Right. Confession is cool. I love confession.
You think confession is cool?
But I take it very seriously. Okay, so the point is,
Michelle, why do you think confession is cool? You have to sit there and atone your sins to a stranger. I mean, why would you think that would be cool?
That's what makes it cool in a way, because what happens cool is after, during the absolution, is when the holy grace of God is right there. Is like he's acting as the priest is acting as a representative of the God.
Why can't you just ask God for forgiveness? Why do you have to ask a priest?
I agree. And I'm Catholic.
Why can't you just ask God for forgiveness? I mean,
why do you have to have the third party in there? And she'll probably know how to answer this, because it's a question as Catholics we get very often. And there is a standard answer that the religion itself puts out, but I'm curious to hear hers. But before you go on the Catholicism, I have a question, Michelle. Trolling has been very sweet and asked a couple of very long questions. And I was just wondering if you could address those before we switch subjects into Catholicism. Trolling says, again, I have a question. I believe the rule of karma is that whoever you have problems with in this life, then you were very mean to in a past life. Do you think this could be happening to you?
No. I think...
Okay. And then
I'm not saying that I don't have residual karma from a prior life, because I more than likely do. You know, okay. I don't think that's uncommon. You find that there's always some unfinished business when you go home. It's never totally resolved. But
I just wanted to make sure, because Trolling had taken some time and it's been very active in chat, so I wanted to make sure that,
But now back to the Catholicism. Like I said, what I find so refreshing is it's the absolution. Is first of all, it takes guts to go into confessional and just explain to the priest why you feel you sin, what your sins are. And there's something.
Are you honest when you go to confession? Are you honest about like masturbation or what basic things?
Those are when I first started out, I did get into that. I got into all the venial sins and all the mortal sins are always the most important of the mortal sins. But the venial sins, like forgetting to go to mass, cussing at my neighbor. I try to. I really try to put confession for what it's intended for. It's for things that you really, really do plan to change and are going to make efforts to change. Like, for example, blasphemy, or, taking the Lord's name in a bad way, or, coveting thy neighbor's goods. Those are things that are really serious mortal sins. There's no doubt about that. Those are the ones that can cause you to fall from grace more than anything. Not going to mass on Sunday, for example, doesn't count to me in the same level, but it does count because then you're not receiving the sacraments of the body and blood of Christ. Which, that kind of is a bit of a mortal and a venial sin at once. Because one, you're not keeping the Lord's Day holy. Why? Because you're not paying him respect. You're not going in to receive his body and blood in your body. So that's a mortal sin in a way. But so when I go into confession, I'm going in and I'm confessing things that I really truly am repentant for, things that I have done that I really regret I did, that I want to change. Because I know that number one, the priest is going to be busy with a lot of people coming in for confession. They're not going to have time to hear a shopping list of sins. Okay, there's some people do this.
So you feel that there are some things you confess and others you don't. You decide what's what's a sin and what isn't.
I look at what I consider to be venial versus mortal sins. Like I said, I realized that I also pray to Jesus in quiet too. So I do talk to Jesus directly as well. But the thing is that I never, I talked to Jesus about it. He said, Michelle, he says, when it comes to confession, he says, you've done nothing wrong. You've always been very honest in confessing what you've done wrong. You've always were contrite. You knew that you did wrong and you want to make it right. That's what confession was for. Not necessarily to air your laundry. Although sometimes it does help to air your laundry. Because sometimes people really have to get it out of them. It's just like if you got a kidney stone. You got to get it out of you. You know that, right? If you're lucky enough, you can pass it out of in your urine stream. If you're not lucky, well, Lord have mercy. Scottish J can attest to that. But the thing is that it's the most magical power for me is during the absolution. It's that when the priest says, after it says, I absolve you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Sin no more. I grant you peace. And for your penance, then that's the penance, right? Usually like 10 Hail Marys and like 10 Our Fathers. It's that's important too. And that saying is, as simple as it is, it says, do this. That's all I ask. And it's already been taken care of. You're done. Shit. You don't have to worry about it. That's the whole thing that makes confession so cool. It's for that reason. And I'm not the kind of person that lays a backslide saying, oh, that's okay, I can sin again. God doesn't care. No, God cares. God cares. And I'm a Protestant. Right. I'm a Lutheran. I know. Right? My church was one that was taught by sola scripture.
I don't know.
I do agree with you, but I'm really having a struggle. I find this conversation very interesting because I am having my own personal struggle with my religion. Going through changes in my life. I desire that need that I felt when I was younger that I don't feel now when I'm talking to a complete stranger, because, you know, the days of having a family priest are long gone. They change them in and out so quickly, and I find it very hard to
Yeah,
talk
they do.
intimately to a stranger. And I agree. I talk to my cat. You know, my cat's my buddy, and I feel that I can get just as much forgiveness. And did you fold?
Well, no, I'm going to though.
No. Okay, yeah.
Well, who's the stranger to say, okay, well, if you do 5 Hail Marys, then you'll be forgiven? Like, who is
Yes,
he to give a
Kenny, they
number?
have text tracking numbers. I'm now getting them on my phone, so I'm looking at them.
So, like, who is that person to say, okay, well, God will forgive you if you, God will forgive you if you, say 5, I mean, that's up to God.
Right.
It's not up to this person to say, well, you got to do this, and then, then God will forgive you.
Well, it's true what Gitchy said. That is true. That's the long-term parish priest is pretty much a thing of the past.
Which is a shame, because it was different. We used to have our priest over for dinner once a month. Our priest, when growing up, I went to parochial school. My family, it was a different church back then.
Right.
And, we had the family priest over. My grandmother, we'd all go out to dinner once a month also, and he would come. He was at all the family functions. He was a good friend of the family, and that's how I was raised. And so it was so nice. But, I sent my son to Catholic school as well. And, I tried to take the priest out once, and it was it's not the same. It's not the same.
Did you grow up in Texas?
No, it's not.
I did.
Okay,
Houston.
yeah.
St. Joseph's Parish in
that kind of
Winston
makes sense.
here is run by the Franciscan Friars, and it's a really nice parish. In some ways, it's going back pre-Vatican II, because you see a lot more Latin being returned to the Mass, which is cool with me. I don't mind Latin. But I think that one thing is I remember that Father Anthony and Father Leon were the two priests that were there for a very long time. They basically both retired. I mean, Father Leon started, oh my God, it's like maybe about 50 years ago. No, maybe a little bit younger than that, but I mean, a little 60 years ago. He was like 90 years old and he retired. And the thing was, as I was his only catechumen he ever had. I went through RCIA as an adult. I actually...
Oh, okay. So you weren't raised Catholic?
No, I wasn't born Catholic. I was raised Protestant Lutheran. It's like Lumi said. Lumi's an evangelical Lutheran. So it's funny.
Okay.
And then Lumi asked me a couple years ago, she said, is there any way I can consider myself Catholic? I said, well... theoretically, no, because you didn't get the RCIA. You were confirmed in the Lutheran Church. Yeah, you could say you're Catholic by association, but you're not Catholic.
Right.
But she said that means that I can't receive communion, and yet I receive communion when you receive communion.
Mm-hmm. That's another problem I have, Michelle, with the Catholic religion is that, everybody, when they do communion, they drink from that wine glass. I mean, it's kind of gross, in my opinion. I mean, I'd want to be the first one to drink it. Otherwise, there's just backwash in there, and it's kind of...
I went to a Greek Orthodox service, and they all take bread from a spoon. The same spoon that the priest...
I'm not with drinking
puts bread on the spoon.
I am,
along with the wine glass.
I've never done the wine. I haven't. I just, for that reason, I was raised as a germaphobe. But like for confession for the body, I was raised not to do the whole hand thing. I open my mouth and the priest places it on my tongue. That's so just weird. Always the way that I've done it. And I've noticed that now that I've come back to the church and gone, it feels very...
Yeah, you can receive the body in both the hand. Kind of like you see my character holding up her hands. Kind of saying is, place it here, place the wafer here, or
face
You can
card.
look at the priest and see,
Michelle,
oh
have you,
man, and put it on your mouth, in your tongue.
Michelle, have
I've
you
done
ever
it both ways. It isn't bad
have
to
you ever
me.
explored any other religions, Michelle? Have you ever looked into any other religions?
Yeah, my parents said us go to every single Protestant church you can imagine, from Adventist to Methodist to
Here.
Baptist
Like
to
Baptist,
Seventh-day
Christian.
Adventist to Jehovah's Witness to Congregational. They couldn't think of which church to go to.
What made you go
Lutheran.
with the Catholic Church?
I decided the
That's a good
Catholic
question.
Church was I wanted to be a Catholic at 5 years old, but I was still too young, so I was like, all right, I will suffer through this burger church mentality thing for a few years, and then when I became 23, I said, that's it, I'm doing it now. I said, I'm 23 years old, you can't stop me. I'm going to
Didn't think you
RCA,
had
I'm
it.
becoming a Catholic. Boom, boom, boom,
Nice.
boom, boom. And so, yes, even at 5 years old, I was destined to be Catholic. So I didn't have a problem with that.
So you
That's gonna
knew
be
that.
Catholic.
Okay. I've never heard that. That's pretty awesome. I mean, if you feel that strongly about it, I think it's wonderful. I wish I had that kind of conviction, which I don't. I'm really looking,
I
and I know
understand
it's
that.
probably a sin to say, but I'm
I've had
looking
a few
for just
credo
nice
Catholics tell me the
Christian
same
church.
thing. They said, like, oh, for us, it's just another thing we do, you know? Well, I said, you don't understand the magic about what's going on. But I see it from an eyes from that's not been, saying, oh, it's the same old ritual. Apathy doesn't set in for me because I see it. I mean, I understand the power of the magic of the Eucharist, for example, because, first of all, I study the spiritual elementals. I know. I'm a sorceress, but I'm also a Catholic. Okay? And
kinda goes
some would say
together,
there's
doesn't
not
it?
conflict.
It kind of contradicts itself, Michelle. You really
That's a
can't
sin in
be-
itself, saying you're right. I mean, from the Catholic point of view, that's a sin to say that you are what you are. Am
Well,
I
you know what the
correct
thing
in
is?
that?
This is what I say to people. Okay, I say is the
Well,
Catholic
gay.
Church, as many of the Protestant churches, unfortunately, are kind of like the entry. It's kind of the door that you come in, like spirituality 101, if you will. And it's what the spirituality 101 class under your belt, i.e., because you notice that all churches teach the same message. Heaven, hell, redemption, forgiveness. Okay, among the Christian churches. It's the same. The way that they do it is different. Okay, but now, there's a time, in fact, I think it was St. Paul that said this. We can't give you the meat until you grow up and you can stop just depending on the milk. The milk is like the Catholic, is like any church. You're going in there, you're learning the same doctrine. But I want the meat and potatoes, honey. And so this is where I actually kind of consider my next level was to be more like graduating from kindergarten or middle school to go to high school. To go get my A levels. To GCSE. Let's get this done with, guys. We already went through all the beginning courses. Let's go to the next level. Let's go to the 200 series. That's what spirituality is. That's what when you start to get to that level, you start to see more of what God was thinking. And there's nothing wrong with that. And some people just really need that. Other people just can't really, cope with it. And I understand that. First of all, does this necessarily invalidate what you were taught in CCD? No. Does it necessarily invalidate what the priest is telling you in Mass? No. It goes along with it. It supplements it. Or even in the Bible, it said, remember the repentant sinner that was on the other side of the great chasm, right? And he's thirsty, and he sees one of God's angels and says, could you give me some water? I'm thirsty over here. Sorry, I can't do that. And the point what the whole homily is based on is you have two choices in life. Either you can serve with God and be with Him as an equal and happiness can be ensue. Or you can be way out there in the spiritual desert, crying for a drink of water that no one can give you. It's your choice.
Right.
And that's the part that's important to remember. And so many people don't understand why that story means something.
Free will.
And I got it. I got it the minute I read it in the Missal. I understood exactly what the story was talking about. Is that once you have been redeemed, you are not have to worry about thirst or hunger ever, because it will be provided for you. But some people choose to go it alone, i.e., the guy out there on the other side of the Great Chasm that basically thought he had the right answer.
Oh,
But now he can see the beautiful
sorry.
things on the other side, and he can't even partake of it. Because at that time, you're dead. It's too late. You can't go back and say,
Going and
I got
having a
it.
good time. There you are.
I get
Yeah.
that 100%.
But thank
Got
you.
it,
I
because the
appreciate
cat
that.
unplugged the plugs from the mixer from the
I knew
panel.
Rusty
So let
was
me
involved,
just
Michelle. I knew Rusty had a hand.
let me
in it.
just check something
he
here. I'm
called
gonna do
it.
sound check
God's
here real quick
controlling
here.
him.
All right,
God's
this is this
controlling him.
channel. Test.
God is
Test.
controlling
All
Rusty.
right, I got it backwards.
Yep.
Hold on a minute. Let me swap
You
these
need to
points.
start doing confession with Rusty, man.
Yeah.
She was talking about God, and all of a sudden, the demon takes her ability to talk. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? Trolling, seriously.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, the timing was.
How often does that happen, right?
Yeah. That's,
Test.
No, Rusty's a good
Wow.
fella.
Test.
We like Rusty.
Test. Okay, just want to make sure everything's set. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know how much you missed, but once I saw the cat
Probably
unplug the
Oh.
outputs going to the mixer, to the computer from the mixer, it was like, oh, okay, that's why. That's why I had to fix that.
Yeah.
So the point is the that's the thing that makes it, so passionate for me. And I know so many people will sit there in the pew and hear that story every 3 years because the cycle repeats every 3 years, and so
Right.
many of them are going to church going. They only get the surface reading, and like there's so much you're not seeing.
No more hots. No more.
And there's a Protestant joke from Catholic Digest from a church that
Oh.
said smoking or non-smoking. Now that sounds hilarious. Smoking or non-smoking.
Don't like that.
That's scary.
Let's see what they do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Michelle, when are you going back to your mass? Michelle, when's your next mass? I don't think you've been in a while.
Oh, you don't go weekly?
I don't go weekly now, unfortunately, but I do go. At least I try to go when I can. Ever since my knee injury, I haven't been able to make it in as much. Now, of course, with the change of the mass in the 1973 Novi Ordo to the translation to the current translation of 2011, which gets closer to the Tridentine Mass. For English, it's like some of the entrance lines are like confusing. There's one that doesn't confuse me because this is literal translation from the original Tridentine Mass says, "Lord, I'm not worthy to receive you under my roof, but I only say the word that I shall be healed." We used to say in Novi Ordo, "Lord, I'm not worthy to receive you, but I only say the word that I shall be healed." Because originally the first one was based on what the centurion said to Jesus when he asked him to heal his daughter. Meaning, "Oh, Lord, I'm not worthy to have you in my home."
Did you want to maybe take some phone calls from chat and see if anybody wants to discuss it further? Or
I guess we can try. I just hope to God that they will stick with the topic at hand because I really, really would like to see that. I'd like to see some people.
Well, and if not, then you don't have to take them. I was just thinking, it's nice to give everyone a voice, right? And if it goes off kilter, then just turn it off. No big deal. Nothing lost.
Yeah, all right. Let me get this on the screen here, okay? Right now, my cursor is cursing me. Oh, come on.
Cursor's cursing me.
Uh-oh.
Damn, cursor.
Oh, boy.
One thing after another.
I mean, I don't know. Should we change topics?
Yeah, no kidding. There's some weird stuff happening.
I'm just kidding.
It's just for some reason this trackpad doesn't always work well. Cat hair gets in it, and then all of a sudden it's like.
Good morning, Gothic.
Oh no.
Gothic drink combo.
No, not the cat hair. Oh no. Because it's gonna get stuck in there, right?
Yes.
You have a cat, right?
I do.
Do you trim your cat's nails?
Is there
any really strict? Like everyone?
No. When you said that, I was gonna say something to Michelle about that. I do it, and they use that scratching post to try to trim them. But if you trim them, they get used to it. It's a nice bonding thing. I put the kitty in my lap, and we just have a quick trim, and he gets treats.
The phone's already ringing. Hold on, I can't even turn the chat on yet. All right. Go ahead.
Morning, caller.
Hey, Boomhauer.
Okay, you have to stay on topic.
He's talking about demons. Hey, Boomhauer.
Now, they ain't gonna talk. What y'all talking about? I'm gonna down with that topic.
Okay, demons.
Would you like to add to the conversation?
Yeah, man. Yeah, get on that cuddle thing, man. Go to Catholic church, man. I know my previous life, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, why y'all doing that, man? Come on, man.
I'm not sure quite get it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll be honest when I say I'm not really too familiar with everything about the demonics, but I know from personal experience that I have had that there are different classes of demons, and the wraith is the hungriest, most voracious soul stealers that you will run into. And I pray to the God Almighty that no one has to deal with wraiths. I had to deal with a wraith that attacked my leg. Thank you very much.
Man, go out there and get in them little man. Man, go break them off, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I agree with you,
Get
Michelle.
right off there. That's right.
I like that. That's fun.
Yeah, we get on my Mustang, man. We'll go down the road. We'll go racing them guys, man. Come on, man.
No,
I like racing cars.
I gotta go
that kind of
race,
race.
man.
Boomhauer, I think that's a car. Not that one, Boomhauer.
Hey, man, let me talk about the movies, man. Let me talk about this shit with the big movie, man.
I need a 10,
Come on, man.
Boomer. Give me a 10.
Open that bar, baby. Open that top of a Boomhauer now. All right,
I'd love to see
Boomhauer.
it once. Just one time.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Somebody else has to
Yeah.
call in.
Thanks for calling, Boomhauer.
So, like I said, anyway, as far as demons go, the worst ones are the wraiths. They're the hungriest ones. Those are the guys and gals.
Oh.
If they even have a gender, they just
They
their whole job is soul destroyer.
I'm just gonna let my time run out. I'm going to get coffee. I'll be back.
Okay. I love poker.
Yeah,
Have you ever done that, like as a group, Michelle? Done a poker game? That would be fun.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Incoming. Go ahead.
Michelle,
Yeah.
hello. This is Peter.
Hi,
Okay.
Peter.
Long time, first time. I wanted to call and speak to you about Andrew's disrespectful behaviour and why he's still being allowed in this community.
I don't want. Right now, we're talking about something else right now. We'd like to try to stick with the topic we're already talking about. If you don't mind.
He's a drug addict and he talks shit to everyone you love.
All right,
and care
thank
about.
you. I really don't like to try to get. I'm going to try to stick with the topic we're talking about, which is faith and mention demons. I think the demons are interesting because we know that they are the ones that fell from grace with Satan, as we hear about in the book of Enoch. But also the thing is that I think that we need to remember that the devil already still on Earth right now. He's on Earth right now. He's upset. He knows he's running out of time to try
You
to
don't
draw.
feel like he thinks he's winning?
I don't think he thinks he's winning. Maybe he thinks he's winning the battle because I don't think his ego is going to let him say to himself the truth is that he's delusional. Because I think, yes, in battle-wise, I think he is winning. But in the final outcome, it's not going to really matter because he's still going to be defeated by God and his angels once the great second coming comes. However, somebody asked me a valid question, which is, wait a minute, if you're in Silvermoon, how are you going to be raised from the dead? And that's a good question because when you think about it, how can I be raised from the dead if I'm in Silvermoon? The only thing I can think of is that I would be, maybe God might ask me nicely and say, Michelle, could you wait until after I
want to go to Springfield, wherever the Simpsons live. That's where I want to go.
There you go.
Like next life, Michelle. I don't know where they're from though. I wouldn't know how to write that in my life chart. Like, what Springfield are they from?
I kind of would like to go to a place of Futurama to New York City. I wonder what it'd be like to meet a real bender. Eat my shiny metal butt. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Like I want to eat titanium. I don't think so.
Michelle, you have a question in the chat. What do you know about Ouija boards? Do you know how to use them?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Oh, those scare me.
And I didn't lose the last one. We gave it away because no one wanted it. I think we sold it on eBay for $10 actually.
Wow.
Because the reason is unfortunately, it got contaminated by negative energy, and I didn't want to deal with it on my house anymore. And I couldn't bury it because it was, I think it would look kind of weird throwing a cardboard board out in the garbage.
You could have set it on fire, Michelle.
Yeah.
That's actually bad.
There you go.
Why
a
is
lot
it
of
bad?
reasons. Hey, speaking of bad, what happened to my other weight? Your other weight?
Yeah, that's true. We didn't finish. We need to exercise. We haven't exercised today. I'm feeling sluggish.
I know.
What's that?
We still need to do our
exercise.
exercises.
I found the one weight, but I can't find the other weight.
Well, we could just do the legs and then the sitting down, standing up kind of thing. I promised Tiger that you would do your exercises today because she said she couldn't be here.
Well, we
yeah,
did do
and
our
with music,
exercises
too.
today. That's one thing we did do. And
I want to see you get that money from everybody, and they're willing to pay you.
there's
But
the
we got
other
to
weight.
stay on top of that.
I rolled all the way over
every
there.
day.
Oh, let me go grab that weight. I rolled
Okay.
all the way over there on the other side of the room. Hold on a minute. Let me go get it.
All right. It's good exercise right there, Michelle. That's a good
Yeah,
start.
heck
Getting up
yeah.
and
Yeah,
grabbing
there you
that
go.
weight.
Look at
Heck
that
yeah.
river.
Heck yeah.
God. I have 2 bulging discs and I have degenerative disc
Ooh.
disease. So my back has
Ooh.
been, when I keep saying I'm going to physical therapy and stuff, Tiger Kitty had asked me and I realized I hadn't shared that with y'all.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's why I've been home and able to, hang out on YouTube and stuff.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
fun, but definitely getting
No.
better
I'm
every
sorry to
day.
hear that.
Oh, you're a
Good,
sweetheart.
good.
Thank you. But yeah, getting better, the hardest part is relearning how to do something as
All right,
basic
here.
as standing up. It's tough, man.
Did
But,
you have like an accident? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No.
Did you have like an accident, or did they just throw your back out really bad or something? Or
I wish I could say that I did, because that would make it a lot less embarrassing. But I will tell y'all the truth, and this is the first time I've ever admitted this out loud to anyone but my doctor. But during COVID, I sat on my ass and did nothing. And that's one of the worst things you can do is be sedentary. And that's exactly what happened to me. I got up one day and I wasn't paying attention, and my body was just so weak from not doing anything
Right.
that all it took was moving the wrong way one time. So it's literally a matter of learning how to walk again. And
Oh my God.
thank you, Gothic. I appreciate
Well,
that. That's
last
super
night
sweet.
I actually had to get some exercise in and some cardio in because I had wanted this beer. So instead of going Instacart, he said to me, he said, "Look, we got 30 minutes to get down to John's package store." I was like, oh, God.
So do you think
He
that's
said,
why
"Can you
Michelle
get my
has,
beer for me
back
and a
issues?
box of wine?"
I feel like that is one of the biggest reasons that I push her so hard, because I saw being a little bit younger than Michelle and maybe a little bit better in shape, I see what happened to my body, somebody that, has been, I was a runner. So, I was very active. And trolling, thank you guys. I appreciate the support. You guys have really been such a sweet community to me and been so welcoming. And I want you guys to know I appreciate it and look forward to hanging out with you guys every day. I really do.
Yeah, well,
But
I got back problems
think
too.
if Michelle,
But what was
the
funny
biggest
is
thing
I did not have to stop to take a break, even though I was running on my, well, not running, but rocking very, very fast with my walker in tow, with the shelf installed on it and the freezer bag to receive the wine and the beer. I got that stuff done. I left here about 7:30. I got there at 7:40. And then I was back here by around 7 or 8 o'clock. Hold on a minute. I can get to the phone so fast. Go ahead, please.
Hello, I'm a reporter from WVIB Buffalo News. Can I please speak to MicheleMarieDalene?
Yeah, this is MicheleMarieDalene.
Hello, Miss Delaney. I just wanted to hear your comments on the recent lawsuit against you relating to the 37 dead African Americans. Do you have a comment on the upcoming litigation from Miss Betsy Ross?
From Buffalo,
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Well, at least they're letting you make a comment. I like that. That's very sweet of them.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Walter with the 9 o'clock news.
Hi, Walter. It's nice to meet you. Thank you so much for allowing Michelle to get her story out there.
All right, thank
Yeah,
you.
we're waiting for Betsy Ross's comment too, but we figured we'd get Miss Snow Queen's comment on the death she caused.
I appreciate you allowing her. See, Michelle, this is where you go with it and have fun. Come on,
I know.
have fun with this. Have fun.
Well,
What
if
are
you're
your thoughts,
looking,
Michelle, on all those people you killed? Fuck them, right? Who
if
cares,
you're looking,
right?
if you're
All
looking
right, so
for
your
a comment
official
from
statement is
me,
fuck them. Got it. Thank
And
you.
Michelle said, fuck them.
Thank
Don't care.
you.
all right, shut your ring off.
Who
But
cares?
let's just answer one question right now. We are going to be seeing more snow in the Northeast. I already talked to Mother God about this last night. I said we need to turn down the thermostat a little bit. We got to start getting some snow in here. I think about 20 to 30 centimeters is plenty. I don't think we need to.
Rain in here this whole winter.
Yeah.
Because right now on the
you
East
kinda
Coast has
fucked
been
me over
extremely
pretty good,
mild.
Michelle.
I said I think that right now it's time to start getting some of the action from the West Coast over to the East Coast.
Well, I don't
After
want
all,
rain.
California has got plenty
Yeah, the
of water
rain
right now in
is-
the
Definitely don't want
aquifers.
rain, but
So
the rain is out of control.
yes, I know.
crazy landslides and such.
Now, do you control like over where California is and stuff, like all that
Yeah,
rain?
I do.
Is that
I do.
oh?
As
The whole
Michelle's doing
goal was
as
to
well
try
as
to
those
refill the
tornadoes in
aquifers.
Alabama and
The whole
Georgia. all those
the whole
tornadoes.
goal was
All
to
Michelle's
refill the aquifers.
All
Like I
Michelle's
said
good.
to Mother God, I said, now it's time we gotta move the system. We gotta get it closer to slowly go eastwards so we can get the water to the other states that have been badly parched
Yeah,
in the
it's in
Midwestern
the
zone.
80s here in Texas. This does not feel like a winter at all. We've had some harsh weather here as far as being warm.
Yeah, it's been too warm up here. It's been too warm up here. It's not.
Yeah, they were
We
saying
have
on
no
news
snow
that
outside at all.
snowfall is
Nothing.
Definitely under average.
Wow.
Like, we definitely are lacking in the snows.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
I think
that's
the snow
because I
removal
showed
service
this in the
nothing.
maps
You know,
originally
it's
that there's a blocking high that's keeping the cold from the Canadian areas coming down to the eastern part of the country. So, including your Texas, you're not getting the cold because of this blocking high, which is predominantly warm air from the south is pushed in. It's almost like El Nino. So we need to switch to a La Nina now. We got to start getting some of the cold air down from Canada. It's essential.
Just want to fold.
Go ahead, caller.
Thank God. No, okay.
Oh.
Michelle.
What?
Michelle, the package store is about to close. I need my fucking beer. Go get my beer.
Yeah, that is a good question. I noticed Gothic asked this
I'm
question.
thirsty. I'm real thirsty, Michelle.
Ed wanted
You
beer,
don't like
so
me
you
when
rushed
I'm
to the
thirsty.
store.
Don't forget.
It's not really Ed. I already know.
Yeah, this is
So,
Edward
are
B.
you
Show.
drinking the beer and wine, or so you go to the store to get his beer and wine?
What are you going to?
Yeah, that's right. I don't get off my ass. I sit in bed and I get shit-faced, and I make that bitch go get my beer.
That's not very nice.
Ed.
Yeah, I know. I'm an asshole. I'm a real asshole. I'm moving to Florida one day. I
Oh
got
my
big
God.
dreams.
It's
Big
not really
dreams.
Ed.
Me and my dreams are out of here.
Caller! Come clean.
Ed,
Get
you're
my
on a gravy
beers.
train
Get
with
my
biscuit
goddamn
wheels.
beers, Michelle.
Right? Yes, with biscuit wheels.
I'm not gonna ask you again.
Uh-oh, Michelle.
I'm
Ed
not
sounds
gonna ask. I'm
curious.
gonna come down. I'm gonna come out of my slumber, and you won't like me when I'm angry.
Ed, do you move pretty good? You know, like as far as walking and whatnot?
No, my ass hurts all the time. My ass hurts.
Okay, well maybe Michelle
So
could
I
rub
have
it
to
for
drink
you.
to numb the pain. I have to steal Michelle's wine.
Your ass hurts? You're lucky they don't stick a still little up your ass.
I like that. Now now you're
Tell
talking,
Ed,
Michelle.
You tell him. Put him in his place, Michelle. Tell him make that beer last over the weekend, Ed.
All right, well, thanks for calling. First of all, that's not really Ed. But, okay, let's talk about the real Ed for a second. The real Ed last night says to me, he says, Oh, I don't want to go out and get beer because like it'll be too late by the time I get there. He said, "You're the faster one. You can get there faster than I can." I said, "It's not even snowing. It's not raining. It's not sleeting. It's not even freezing." Yeah. But you're faster than me. So go get the beer. Here's the card. Which card? Milestone. Fine. Go ahead. Got the beer. And he said, "You only got about 30 minutes to get it." I said, "Oh, I'll try to get it as fast as I can. If I miss it, I miss it." Because I wasn't sure what my legs were going to do. Well, they worked fine. I got up there in time. Like I said, I left here about 7:30. I got there by 7:40. I got the beer. He originally wanted me to get the Keystone Light, but they didn't have a 12-pack. I said, okay. And I said, well, then we'll have to get the we'll have to get the other one then. We'll have to get some
So good quality beer we're drinking.
Bud Light. So we got the Bud Light beer.
Bud Light and box
and
wine,
they wanted the Velo wine. The problem was I guess the guy only picked the one that was the oh shoot, which one was it? It's a little different one. Oh wait, it's a red wine, but it's a different red wine. But it was still good though.
Zinfandel. A Zinfandel? Like a white Zinfandel?
No, it's a red wine.
Oh. Chianti.
Did you enjoy some wine?
I got the box in the refrigerator. It's a pretty well-known type of wine. It's a Velo wine, but it's like
you better have
heavier
dinner ready
wine
for me when I get back, boy.
So he said to me, he said, "Well, it tastes pretty good." He said, "It's not as good as the Red Delicious one." I said, "Yeah, I know." I said, "I was kind of in a hurry. He grabbed the wrong one." I said that. He said, "This one's got elderberry in it." I say, "Okay." I don't know much elderberry.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So, Michelle, you don't mind running errands for Ed, is what I'm taking from this, correct?
And the thing is, I noticed one thing with Ed with the wine is it doesn't take much.
It Tylenol PM at 4 a.m. in the morning.
It doesn't take much to put him under because I actually
get him Tylenol PM.
I usually buy 3 16-ounce glasses. He's out. He's out of it.
Yeah, but he has to make the way to the store too, and not have you do all the errands. It's not fair.
Yeah. See, that's the thing people don't realize is that I was doing all those errands, and that counts as exercise because I do.
Well,
yeah,
I mean that's
true.
normal. That's normal, daily stuff, right? Because you do it willingly. Is my point. You're not. I guess I was feeling bad for you because I felt like you were pressured into doing things for Ed, but I'm
sometimes
kind of
I am, but sometimes in a way though, it kind of still counts as cardio. If you think about it,
Oh, I'm not saying it's not. Yeah, sure. I mean, doing anything could.
Well,
count.
like I told Ed, I said to him
going to the
nicely, I
toilet
said,
would be-
Ed, it would be very nice if you could tell me the day before. Can't you look in the refrigerator and see if you need something instead of waiting to the last minute? That's all I ask. But what if I could make it to the package store back in time? Then you're going to be yelling at me, "Oh, you didn't go to the package store for me." Yeah. He said, I didn't even think about checking that. I said, wait, you couldn't even think about checking to see if there's any wine in a box or to check to see if there's any beer in the refrigerator? How can
it sounds like you can just assume that every other day he's going to need more beer, right? I mean, he sounds like he drinks daily.
Yeah, he does, unfortunately.
So, yeah, I would just tell yourself, okay, I know every other day I'm going to have to go to you called it package store? And get beer.
Right. But now it's also wine too. So
instead of like a.
Is there a reason? Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is there a reason you don't buy it more in bulk? Like maybe when you have the access to the car, you buy 4 or 5 cases.
30 cans. 30 cans of Keystone
Light. Buy 3 things of 30 cans. That way you don't have to worry for the week to go get beer.
Right. We do. But the thing is that we didn't. Like I said, he wanted the wine. I said, that's fine, because he gave me the money for it. He said, I need a 12-pack. He said, originally he wanted to get a Keystone Light, but there wasn't any in 12. There were 30 packs. I just said to John, I can't carry a 30-pack on top of a box of wine and try to get this thing up these 3 flights of stairs. I said, I can't.
Wait, you walked alone to go get it? And I apologize. I'm the one that brought up the Ed thing after he called. So that's on me. That's not on Michelle. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you literally go to a store and you carry it back by hand?
I carry it on my walker shelf. I put it on my walker on the shelf,
with you and
I roll it back.
Because Michelle's
well, at the
faster.
same time, I still have to dodge traffic. I still have to.
That's what he was saying yesterday. Giz, he's like, "Oh, you're faster, Michelle." Like, yeah, I've never gone to the store with her as far as like walking.
Yeah, because it takes him about 25, 30 minutes to get to the same store. It takes me about 10.
So okay, so now I understand
that
you
power
don't
walk.
Right. So power walking is good for sure. But now I understand you don't mind doing it. So I'm not going to I felt sympathy for you because I felt you were doing something that you didn't want to do. But if you didn't want to do it, you wouldn't do it literally all the time. So now we know that.
No, I did not build a shelf specifically to carry beer, but I carry anything I need to carry home in a grocery bag. Because the thing is that even most of those cloth bag handles are getting ripped off in my walker. They were getting ripped off because of the weights of the bag. So it was like the shelf supports the bag.
I don't know if you could
so that way I can carry home a couple gallons and a gallon of milk and food items and stuff from Cumbies or whatever. So it's I've talked about the walker shelf and how it works. And that shelf has been invaluable. Even though we got the other rollator walker thingy that everybody talks about, the thing is with the other walker is it doesn't fold as flat as I'd like it to. Ed uses that one in the house. But the walker I use is the upright kind. You stand in, walk, and push along. That one there works out better with the shelf on it because you can put the shelf on, you can take it on and off as needed. So if I don't need the shelf, it just hangs on the side.
So do they know you at the package store when you're there?
Oh, yeah. I don't even have to show ID. They know who I am.
Oh, dear God.
Because I'm a regular there.
Wow. That's something to go in and just be ready. They know that you're there to get beer. Do they know it's not for you at least, or do they just think you're the raging alcoholic?
No. They know it's not for me.
Oh, okay.
Because John knows me well.
You're not even a big drinker, are you, Michelle?
No, I don't like beer. I can't stand it. I think it's disgusting. I will drink wine, but I won't drink it to that level. Lorraine, you have to have lots and lots and lots of wine. Maybe I might drink involuntarily on my own. I'll drink wine maybe like once a week.
Did you say involuntarily?
Voluntarily. On my own.
You scared me. Okay.
In other words, if I feel I need that little wine, I'll get a little cup, like a wine, like a 5-ounce cup worth. But that's not unreasonable. I mean, I've never had anyone try to basically intravenously feed me wine and say, "You will drink this." I will not drink that.
Right.
I never got to that point.
So you're in control of your life.
I'm in control because I refuse to become a raging alcoholic. I am a predisposed alcoholic already, so I need to watch it. I know it runs in the family.
Excuse me.
And I don't need to become like my brother or my sister or my father. I don't need to be like that. I don't want to be like that.
Look at that chicken hat. Oh, my goodness.
But when I got drunk, I got scared so bad, if you remember that.
I do. I do remember you drinking and getting to the point that you weren't happy, which is scary. But I don't think there's anything wrong with having a glass of wine even daily. I know they actually say it's good for you. I wish I liked alcohol more. I would, but I have a bad habit of once I start drinking.
But there are some people in this world that voluntarily know that it's bad for them to go to that level, so they choose not to. And that's important for me.
And that's a responsibility. That's responsibility. That's being a grown up, right? And
besides that, I priced out how much everything is costing. I mean, Ed's beer, a 12-pack of Bud Light is costing them like, just say $12. That's $1 a can. Okay?
Yeah. It's an
He
expensive
drinks
habit.
6 of those cans a night. So that's $6
Oh, he's only
a night.
drinking 6 a night. So that's not horrible.
No, but 6 a night at $6 times 7 nights is $42.
Yeah.
Now add the wine to that. That's
yeah,
another
bump it up to at
$20.
least 50, 55, $60 a week.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, actually, yeah, that's all
Now
right.
you don't pay for it, correct? Ed pays for his own liquor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it
well,
pays
you know,
for
that's
it.
how he chooses to spend his money.
It's
a
just,
shame.
it's just, it's just,
I'd rather...
it's just scary. I just cannot visualize a life like that. It gives
right.
me, I really would have a hard time living like that. Knowing thing to myself is, oh, just round it up. Let's just say $60. Oh, for this month I will spend $240 at the package store. And if you would have asked me to spend $240 on doing something that I knew was not good for me, I probably would tell you something and it wouldn't be nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's several $1,000s a year. And think about the trips you could take or, you know, the things you could buy.
$240 a month. 12
I feel like
months is
$240 is a very
$2,400.
conservative. Yeah, I feel like that's a very conservative estimate because I have a hard time believing that every night he only drinks 6 beers. I bet there's some nights where he can pack 10 or 12 away. So
and some days he's gonna hit the vino even harder, and the next thing you know, it 34 glasses of wine disappears faster than you expected. You know,
Yeah,
and it's like,
Wow.
I couldn't imagine spending my last days on
The last box
Earth in a
lasted a
drunken
bit longer
stupor.
than a week. I think I'd say it lasted about 2 weeks. But it's still very, very disturbing for me because I don't.
Exactly gothic.
Because first of all, I have a predisposed liver condition that's congenital. Okay, that might be related to the years and years of alcohol abuse in my family. You're talking about a person who cannot make enough B vitamins, enough thiamine or niacin. See, then all of a sudden you're got this issue. Your body cannot metabolize a B complex vitamin, B6 and B12. What the heck are you gonna do?
All right.
You know, you need that building block to help metabolize certain foods. And if you don't have that, your body is going to really seriously mess up. Your liver is going to mess up. The sugars are going to mess up everything. So that's why you have to take niaspan now. Those are trying to build up the good cholesterol, the HDL, and that's not going up. It's not going up no matter what we do. We tried Genfabrazil. That didn't work. The only one that worked was niaspan, and that was only subtly. I'm taking 1,000 milligrams a day.
Wow.
Originally. And then...
Do you have to take I would assume, do you have a lot of pills you have to take daily?
I take my morning, I take my Celebrex. I take my levothyroxine. I take my simvastatin for my liver.
You have thyroid problems also?
I take my metformin to prevent diabetes. And then, of course, we were taking niaspan. But then my doctor agreed with me. Since the niaspan is not causing any blood sugar, your HDL to go up, she said, just skip it. It's not working for you anyway.
Wait, go back to the metformin. You said you're taking that to avoid diabetes? I thought metformin was a drug to treat diabetes, like pre-diabetic.
I was considered for a while pre-diabetic, but it turns out that it also is good as to help increase metabolism, to metabolize fat.
Right, because it's a diabetic drug. So, exactly.
So in that way, it's being used almost to control weight. In addition to, I was part of the study that was being done in New Zealand as informal participant because I didn't live in New Zealand, that they were using metformin as anti-aging. And I decided to become part of that in America without being officially indoctrinated into the study. So basically, same thing with Dr. Creed prescribing the metformin, not only because he was concerned I was going to become a pre-diabetic, but also because he was curious too about this anti-aging thing.
Right.
So I started metformin for that. And the good news is I do not have diabetes. I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. But I'm still taking the
Oh, so you don't.
metformin.
Oh.
And it actually does it help prevent reverse aging? I would say I don't know. Maybe it's hard to say. I'm a terrible judge.
No. I was honestly just curious. I noticed Gothic had some really good things to say. If you were a high risk for alcoholism genetically, that it's probably unsafe and unwise to spend a lot of time around someone who is deep in the throes of addiction, like Ed.
Right,
and that's true. That's a scary
Excuse me.
scary thing to be around someone like that, because it normalizes
My
it for
father
you, right?
did the
You're
most
used to it.
beautiful thing for me as a child. You know what that was? He
What's
quit.
Virginity?
He quit. Oh.
He quit drinking. That was the most beautiful
Wow.
thing my dad ever did, and I knew it was hard for him. And I
Yeah,
really,
but that's awesome.
even
He chose
at
life.
9 years old, I was extremely happy. I hugged him. I said, "Thank you." Told him to his face.
Awesome.
Thank
Do
you.
you still have your parents? I know
I
you
used
still
to
have your
see
mom.
my mother and my father fight like cats and dogs. I used
Oh.
and the slapping and the abuse. I saw it at
Yeah,
9
just your
years
mother,
old,
did you? Just your mother.
11 years
Thank
old.
you.
I mean, I saw it and I was like scared me so bad. And so then I think I got drunk at night. Those 2 nights I was like, I remembered what my dad would do, and I said, "Dear God, I'm sorry. I'm doing the same shit he did. I'm sorry. I don't want to do
Right.
this. I don't want to do this. I
Good
don't want
for
to be
you.
here. I don't want to be here. Get me
Yeah.
out of here. Please get me out of here." And you know what? I didn't even have a hangover the next day. I think God heard my
Wow.
prayer. He said, "It's okay. I absolve you of your sin." Again, even though it wasn't in a confessional, don't do it anymore. And that was one confessional I could not refuse to say thank you for, because I don't want to be there.
Right.
I'm the only one of the
Right.
2 in this house, and it's the one person in this house that's got the most level-headed mindset. And if I ever get to that point where I
Scary thing to
couldn't
think
even
about.
get a microphone working, or I can't
Michelle's
get a
the voice
mixer
of
to
reason.
mix, and I'm all of a sudden you get another guy who's just a basket case trying to scream at you, telling you got to do this and that. I'm sorry, but I gotta stay sober. My job requires it. Maybe a little bit of
Right.
an influence is fine, but when you get to that point where you're basically or sloshing around and you're becoming a sloopy, I'm sorry,
Mhm.
no, I can't.
Good for you. That's good that you recognize it and take precaution. So, are you going to be doing a nighttime show tonight, or no? Are you done with nighttime shows? How's that working?
Not tonight. We do have a nighttime show scheduled probably for Saturday,
Oh, okay, good.
but not for
Good.
Friday.
That'll be fun. Good.
But I'm
Friday,
not
I play
sure.
Dungeons
I'm
and
not even
Dragons.
sure
so
what
I'm
we're
not
going to
around.
cover on Saturday night show. I don't even know what the topic's going to be.
If you guys want a NASQ Snow Queen show for Friday night, you guys have to directly message me any of your favorite MicheleMarieDalene videos, 2020 or prior, and we will watch them Friday night. Gotta
Ooh.
DM me.
Or you can watch any one of the videos whenever you want.
Well, I don't
Oh, are
wanna
you
watch
on Discord,
anything-
Paul?
I have
Okay.
so many videos. You
I don't
can
want to watch anything from last year, Michelle. I want to watch something from like
you can go
2020 or
from
prior.
last year. You can go
Yeah.
all the way back.
I
You
want
can go
old
all the
videos.
way back to 2011. There's only
Yeah, I want the
there's
old
only
Oh,
one
wow.
year. There's only one year that doesn't have videos because
I
it
would
doesn't have
love
a
that.
playlist, and that's the 2012
If you guys send me
year.
videos,
For some
we'll watch
reason,
them
we
Friday night.
never created a playlist in 2012. The videos are there, but there's just no playlist of them.
I know Hobo's got some good ones. I'm gonna message him later, like, and get some good.
So if
he's
you
not
want to
here
go
today.
through that, what I would do is resort the list to go from the oldest to newest.
yeah, guys, just DM
And
me on
then look,
Discord.
you'll see the 2012 ones. There's some good videos there. There are some. We didn't do live streams yet, but we were still doing videos. Only videos at that time. But they were still good.
Yeah, I like your live streams, Michelle, with your guests, with Monique and her grandmother, Jesse.
Oh, I
and
miss the
Sherry.
grandmother. I
Yeah.
think Yvette was fun. I really do miss her.
Yeah.
I miss talking to
She
Monique
loves you,
too.
Michelle.
She's living in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
This lady would like force kiss Michelle. Like this older lady would literally like force kiss Michelle. She'd be like, "Let me say goodbye to you, Michelle, and then let me give you one kiss." And Michelle would say, "Okay, one kiss," and she'd give her like 10 of them.
Aww.
This lady loved Michelle. Like,
See, there's a difference between her and Noodles. It's pretty obvious if you think about it. I mean, because she's an older person, and that's just the way a lot of the older French Canadians are. She's French Canadian. That's just the way they are.
That's so cool. There's so much I haven't seen. I play Dungeons and Dragons Friday night, so I'm not around.
Nice.
But yeah, I hope you keep the video up because I would love to watch that.
I mean, you can go to my channel now and type in like.
I can't get Fernand back on because he doesn't want to be back on. Unfortunately, he walked out of the show, and that was hilarious. It was like I said on the video. I said, "This is awkward." Right. He walked off the set. Jace Fernand walked off the set. He didn't even want to stay because he started. I really seriously wonder what Farnham was thinking. Farnham. But yeah, it was funny about him. It was, I was like, the first time you ever heard me say, "That was awkward."
That's funny. Yeah, you have all kinds of amazing stuff out there. There's so much I have yet to see.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That's what I'm saying. You really should try to go back and just go back to the prior years. Start with 2011, then go to 2012. Oh, there is no playlist for 2012. All right, so just look for videos that start the year 2012. And there were some.
Okay.
Then 2013, 2014, 15, 16, 17. Oh, we had to 2023. I mean, in 2016, we started to add videos from other channels into our playlist of the videos of that I was watching. So you can get an idea where I get some of my content from. This year, as the poll suggested, is just put your videos in the playlist. Don't worry about adding anyone else's. Need I say, I really feel like it kind of makes me look kind of flat. Like the playlist may be smaller, but I still feel that really added a lot of richness to the playlist.
So when are you going to use your breast pump again? When are you going to enlarge those?
Yeah, we haven't. You got them. We haven't seen it, have we?
No.
Oh, I want to see this.
Girl, you talking about?
I need some help.
Your pump.
You're talking about these?
Yeah, the breast pump.
Yeah, when are you going to make that? When are you going to use your breast pump?
I did. I got the breast pump. The thing is, I learned a hardcore lesson, which I'll just describe. Then you can take it what it is worth. Yes, the suction pumps work. Unfortunately, if you suck too much, it's gonna suck. It's gonna cause like bruising. I did that too hard on my right breast, and all of a sudden, all those ingrown hairs that were in there are like. They started coming out, which is good, but then all of a sudden you got this decompression signs, hickeys, little micro hickeys, I call them.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear. Yeah, suck less.
Michelle also said when she was doing it, she was producing milk. She produced milk.
Huh?
Yeah. Michelle, you might get a pregnancy test, Michelle. You may be pregnant if you're producing milk.
You know what I'm thinking about doing is I could probably let's see if I can try to think of a way to demonstrate it without getting YouTube censors all hopping mad. I'm thinking is maybe using the pumps in a slightly different way because it is a vacuum chamber. You can inflate marshmallows.
So it's kind of like the lip thing, like you see the Kardashian girls, that lip thing. Like so, basically, it works the same way. You're busting the blood vessels, and
is that what they do now? They
have like
it causes decompression.
Yes.
It can cause decompression, absolutely, and that's what I found out the hard way. Because if you suck too hard, it's gonna cause decompression.
There you go.
Localized decompression,
look at
not
that,
good.
Michelle.
Cause contusions, all kinds of nasty surprises. So I was like, I was more careful on my left breast, so I didn't get that. But on my right breast, you can see all these little contusions. And it's like, yow.
Oh shit! That doesn't sound. I'm not a fan of hickeys. Never have been. Even when I was younger,
That's
I
exactly
don't like
what it
them.
looks like. It looks like a whole
Yeah.
shitload of hickeys.
Well, yeah, you break the blood vessel. It's gonna give you that. Did you see? I believe it's Canid. I'm not sure. I'm probably butchering your name, and I apologize. But they ordered Ed a present today
It's
from
Kinnaid.
Bowling.
Oh wow.
Kinnaid. Thank you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's awesome.
That is true. You can say if you produce breast milk, there is, believe it or not, there is a huge market for it. It's kind of disgusting, but hey, you know, who am I to judge anyone else's kink?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
it's
I
for
said,
your how
like I
sweet.
said, it was definitely a learning experience for me. Do I still do it? Yeah, I do, but I try to be a little more gentle because knowing that, now that once I learn the experience with the equivalent to those little micro hickeys, it's like,
Right.
be careful.
So do
Okay,
you feel it was
don't
worth
don't
it? Are
overdo
you?
it too fast.
Did you notice a difference? Is it something that
Oh yeah,
lasts?
they have gotten bigger. They are bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I said, the problem is, and this is what a specialist said is on the video. He said, what's going to happen is eventually your tissue, of your breast has kind of got like memory, so it's kind of restore to normal over a period of time. It's not permanent. It's not.
So how long did you use that pump for? Just out of curiosity, was it like a 5-minute session? Were you there for like a half hour?
You're supposed to do it twice a day, according to the
Oh wow.
instruction says 15 minutes per breast per day. Or
God,
twice a
an hour
day.
a
So
day?
both 30 minutes of breast tissue
Wow, that's
per
a
breast per
lot.
day. There's 30 minutes, 15 minutes on the right, and say in the morning, and 15 minutes on the right at night. 15 minutes on the left in the morning, 15 minutes on the left at night. But what this doctor said, honestly, he said you really have to do it like a whole friggin' hour on each one. I'm like, well, okay.
Oh, yeah.
But that might be a little more endurance than I can deal with right now.
You'll work your way up to it, Michelle. It's like working out,
Oh, yes, it can be very painful.
Speaking of working out, do we want to get a workout in before the end of the day, just so we can say we did it?
What's that?
I
Do we-
agree.
Want a quick workout?
Well, we already
Michelle,
did
before
some
you take
working
off?
out, but I have to
You
get
did?
ready to get going for the
Gotta
hair
go to the hair
appointment.
Yeah.
But
What
the
time's
thing
your appointment?
is that
One
so tomorrow there will be a later in the day show. So it's gonna be more like an afternoon tomorrow. So in a way, that's why we're not doing a night show, because we're doing an afternoon show. So what we're doing is it's gonna be earlier in the day because we won't have the morning show. But we will have the afternoon, so that's kind of lands right between the morning and night. So that's why it's going to be when it's going to be. Because I got so much to do on Friday. All right, so
What else do you have to do aside from laundry, Michelle?
what's that?
What else do you have to do aside from laundry tomorrow?
We
got a
gotta
lot-
clean the
lot going
house.
on.
We gotta organize the house with Krista.
Well, that's good.
Oh,
that's
are you gonna
awesome.
be? Are you gonna
Yay.
be showing us, or are you just doing?
Maybe
it
we can
privately?
get Ed to help us out a bit.
I wouldn't count on that, but hey, don't worry about that. Do what you can do.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
We would love to see that.
Well, tomorrow we're
progress,
gonna watch the
and
one
process
comforter.
of everything.
We have one comforter that I've always had it, but I never washed it, and it is the one that we used to have on the wall. You sometimes see the earlier convocations that was being used as a curtain, which right now we're using on the bed. That one thick comforter, and we're gonna wash that because that thing has never been washed by me anyway. And we're gonna wash that.
Yeah, you
Nice and right.
could wash your
Oh
bedding,
yeah, that
too.
could probably walk itself there.
And even though we have a set of sheets that really needs to go to the dumpster, we're gonna give it an honorable wash before we throw it in the garbage can. Because
Oh, why would you do it, Michelle? If you're gonna throw
Wait,
it away,
what?
why in the world would you wash it, Michelle? That makes no sense.
That's a waste of
whatsoever,
water.
Michelle.
It's a waste of money. It's a waste of
Yeah,
time.
it's-
Chunk
well,
it.
I'm also doing regular laundry at the same time, so it's just an additional thing. That's all.
Yeah, why would you even?
And
waste
then I
your
got a
time in
nightgown
the
that's
first
getting
place?
thrown in the
Michelle,
dumpster.
instead of
But-
washing a blanket, you're gonna throw
I mean,
away. Can you do,
theoretically
like,
speaking, the sheet
Alright.
itself
Okay,
is okay. It's just it's
But
getting
if
kind of
you're gonna throw it
threadbare.
away, why not just throw it away? Is it hard for you to throw things away?
Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle, instead of washing
I don't
a-
mind throwing things away, but like I said,
Michelle,
the nightgown I
instead of-
got from the old pink
Michelle,
nightgown is
can you hear
so
me, Michelle?
battered.
Are you
And
there, Michelle? Can you hear me?
yes.
Michelle, instead of throwing that sheet in the washing machine that you're going to throw away, why don't you do everybody, including Ed, a favor and peel that shirt off of him and wash it, Michelle? Like, wash that shirt that Ed's been wearing. Like, he's going to get sick for wearing the same
yeah.
thing.
I'm not touching Ed's
bacteria.
clothes. I'm not touching Ed's clothes. I'm sorry. I'm not touching his clothes on him either. I'm sorry. I draw the line
He
there.
needs them washed.
But doesn't he share a bed with you?
100%.
Yes, exactly.
He shares a
You need
bed
to
with
wash
me.
your
I
body,
know.
too.
Yeah. Well, those are the other
He
six.
needs to be clean laying next to you. I mean, that's not healthy, Michelle. There's bacteria and
I
just-
know. Oh, good. We know.
Christmas is like,
All
what,
right,
4 weeks?
listen, guys. It is 11:58. Actually, it's probably closer to 12. That's your watch is always a little fast. It's 12:01. It's 12:01. We do get the new Wiggy or end screen ready to roll. This is a new one that Wiggy worked on. That's
good.
It's going to be replacing for now the other one, which has been well received by a lot of people. But we want to work also on a 30-second ad sense because of a reason is that I can put in as a non-skippable ad on YouTube to help promote my channel.
Yeah.
And I think that would be very interesting to do. You could also do a skippable ad too.
I'll run it on my channel, Michelle, if you send it to me when it gets done. Whenever I do some live streams, I'll run it on my channel. You know.
Oh yeah,
If you
I
send
can
it to
do
me.
that. I just give me a minute here. Let me just close
Hey,
this.
check out MicheleMarieDalene.
Let me just close this here.
Can I have your link?
Yeah, Schmeckel, can you put your link in the main chat so we can all make sure we're subbed up?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind advertising for Michelle. I mean,
All right, panel. Listen, I'm gonna let you guys go so I can get ready to do the wrap up. Okay.
all right. be
I'll let
safe
you talk
and
amongst
healthy.
yourselves so you can talk to each other. Okay.
All right, Michelle. Have a good hair appointment and be safe in your
Okay.
journey.
Yes, be safe, Michelle. Take care.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. And yeah, so we have the new ad ready to run. I'm working on getting ads, Speaks or AdWords or whatever to call that site where you can get ads on YouTube. And I'm going to try to add some new ads so we can grow the channel. Let's see, where's I? Yeah, I always have the hardest time trying to track my cursor. If you ever imagine a person with bad ability to track a cursor because of my eyesight, this is it for you. You know, it's really hard in my eyes to try to track this cursor. The trackball makes my life a lot easier, but it is not immune to the where's my cursor argument. Yeah, where is my cursor? Oh God, right there. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna, I mean, like I said, I wanted to say to everybody, thank you for coming today to the morning show. And it wasn't my idea, no, but the new shorter piece is going to be a lot easier to follow, and that's the important thing. But for now, I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye bye. See you guys on Saturday? Yeah, Saturday morning or on Friday afternoon. Right. Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys.